We love the competition on track, and we think that controversy and the racing needs to be hard. It's good for the team because it pushes us forward, it gets us out of our comfort zone, and is nothing else that is to be expected from Nico and Lewis.
I hope that Toto always comes back to the conclusion that actually it's good the way it is. That's all I can say. And thank you very much for having done such a great job in managing the situation. And I can see a couple of extra gray hairs that have arrived, but still...
also in the eyebrows.
So maybe those are courtesy of us, but anyways.
I very much agree with Nico. I think that might be the first time this year we've done that. So, I think it's healthy for the sport. We have a great, I think a great energy within the team. I don't believe anything that's negative come from Toto's comments. I think that's natural. In any environment, you want to make sure the atmosphere remains strong, and we are a winning team. We want Mercedes to be at the front the whole time, and there's nothing we can't do together. So we will always communicate as we always have, and we will always rectify if we had any issues, and we don't now, so there are no issues.
In what ways were they nasty to each other?
They had no relation, which is always bad. So they were so bad that they didn't even say hello in the morning to each other. I don't expect them to have breakfast together. If they don't like each other, you don't have to sit down and have breakfast. But they had a relationship that was really bad. It affected Lewis mainly and Nico. So it was fine, but not easy.
How did it affect Lewis?
Lewis got so upset about him that they, even on their performance, sometimes they lost because they're playing tricks to each other. And very simple. It is unacceptable for me that in the second lap, Nico hits Lewis. Very simple. Unacceptable.
I can just tell you this is an absolutely unacceptable race for us. In lap 2, our drivers crashing into each other. Unbelievable.
Has any of this come about from this discussion that you had on Thursday about what is expected of them, or did you even need to say anything? They knew not to crash into each other. Do you think Nico was just thinking, oh well, he moved across on me?
Well, I think we shouldn't have any tendencies here in the media so early after the race. Emotions are hot, but there is one rule, and this is you don't crash into each other. And this has happened today, and not at the end of the race, but in lap 2. If there is any rev limiter, I'm in there.
Do you think Nico is lucky not to get a penalty for causing a collision?
I don't know.
Who has the power? Who is going to lay down the law to these two?
It's not important. It's important that there are rules and they are followed.
Have you talked through that scenario prior to a race? Please don't hit each other in the opening laps.
so far I thought that they're clever enough to know that, but now we have to discuss it.
Brainless. Cars colliding seems a deja vu for us, colliding teammates, and it's absolutely not what we want, and we just need to take the consequence from here.
It is a very difficult situation, a difficult incident to analyze. There is definitely not a clear cut, so I wouldn't want to blame any of them at that stage.
Whose fault was it? And for me it was clear that Lewis was too aggressive, going to the right, hit the grass, couldn't stop his car, and then hit him off. Even Rosberg moved. I said, if I have to choose between the two, it's more Lewis's fault than Nico's fault. And Lewis did not appreciate that because he was in a different opinion. And then...
what did he say?
He said, why do you criticize me? I said, excuse me, I cannot accept that you guys crash and then we have nothing and nobody's fault it is. For me, there has to be somebody's fault. And then Lewis really got upset. And then Nico said, yes, you win, it's your part too. You moved to the inside. Why did you not leave room enough for him? He said, why should I? I want to win the race.
What is the angriest you've seen Toto ever?
The angriest I've ever seen Toto. The angriest I've ever seen Toto is probably... It would have been one of the times Nico and I crashed into each other.
Barcelona?
Probably Barcelona is probably the angriest he probably ever got.
Was he like fuming?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yes.
Because you're very explosive. You like to explode pretty quickly. I have witnessed it.
You've witnessed it. But
Coming
today,
my way, by the way.
No, but yeah, back.
It's all good.
It's all good. I think we knew about the situation. That was, I guess, Spa.
Mentioned Spa. If I may say, Spa was not very impulsive. It was more very subtle. It was more like slipping across a piece of paper with a lot of zeros on it.
I even had a contract that I had to sign which said that if ever we crash as teammates, we split the bill 50-50 us drivers. That was a lot.
Really?
That was very expensive.
I bet it was. Well, in Barcelona then, when you two
we shared the Barcelona bill.
You had to pay.
Yeah. I mean, it was 360,000.
What?
I remember that. That
Each?
was painful. No, that was just me.
That was wow.
Yeah, that was painful.
And that's a big bill.
Well, obviously Lewis's fault. what kind of question is that? Seriously.
You received at the beginning 5 mechanics from the team of Lewis, and 5 of your team left the team to Lewis. What was your impression of this change? Was it at the end a good idea during the season? What were your thoughts concerning this change? You were surprised? Obviously, you are not a fan of this change. And who has had this idea at the end?
This is a very good question. And I would like also just to add to it, what was the explanation given to you?
Quote, in 10 years, you will have to buy my book and can read the explanation for the change of my and Nico's mechanics crew.
Yeah, I really don't have any intentions to do a book.
We were, because Hamilton and I, my teammate, became real enemies internally. Because we were winning every single race. It was just between the two of us. We became real enemies. And it transcended all the way to the mechanics being enemies and the engineers being enemies. And then when that happens, then when my car would break down, my mechanics they would figure out what broke. And they wouldn't report it anymore because they want the other car to break down as well, because that's the rival. That's the enemy. Mm-hmm. And then you really get into trouble as a team when you don't share learnings anymore. And so at one point, Ferrari was starting to catch us up and was getting really close to us because of this. And then our leader, Toto Wolff, overnight, he decided, and my mechanics is my family, I trust him with my life. He decided overnight that he's going to switch the mechanics over. So he took all of my mechanics and put them on Lewis's car, and all of Lewis's mechanics and put them on my car. And the huge shock, because he didn't even ask us or tell us, he just did it. And the next morning we woke in and we would never even have thought that would be possible to do. And so my enemies were now in my car, and they're like fixing the last bolt, and I'm about to go out and do 240 miles an hour through a city, and they're fixing the last bolt. And I know they want me to lose because they're my enemies. That was crazy, but it really was so smart because it neutralized the whole atmosphere so quickly in the team.
It did.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then everything became neutral. Everybody started collaborating again, and it worked magic. And then we became unstoppable again after that. Ferrari just dropped away in the back, and we kept on winning championships.
I was able to create an environment where they had to respect the team. Sometimes with an iron fist or iron grip. And they understood that they couldn't let us down. They couldn't let Mercedes down. When the events of 2014, where I felt there was some selfish behavior, I said, the next time you come close to the other car, your teammate, you think about the Mercedes brand. You think about single individuals in the team. You think about Dieter Zetsche, the CEO of the of Mercedes. Then that's going to change that's going to change the way you act. You're not going to put your teammate into the wall. And I always made clear that if this were to happen regularly, and I would see a pattern, then I have no fear in making somebody miss races.
You are not allowed to. You have to pay penalties if you do it again. Or we're thinking of releasing you of your contract, because we're team players here. We're not the team cannot destroy each other. And this was the thing. And Toto came up with some good rules, and in the end we had peace again. They fought hard, and the accidents got reduced between themselves.